Okay, so when I first came up with this video idea, my family was a little bit confused, so let me try to explain this as thoroughly as possible. A popular team that's not in the NHL is a team with a solid reputation in their country or league, but they're not in the NHL. That includes high scoring opportunities, that includes many championships, or that includes just being popular amongst fans. Only rule is the team can't be from the NHL. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. I think this is an interesting way to learn about teams and leagues that we don't normally know about, so let's get on with it. This is popular teams that are not in the NHL. I think a good place to start is all the way back in the 1910s. In my oldest video, Teams No Longer in the NHL, a comment I received a lot was, "You forgot about this team, you forgot about that team," but half the time the team was never even in the NHL. Amongst all the teams I heard, the one I heard the most were the Seattle Metropolitans and the Vancouver Millionaires. Let's start with Vancouver. In 1911, the Patrick brothers started their own league on the west coast of Canada, the PCHA. 3 teams would come of this inaugural season, but that's a story for a later time. What we want to focus on is Vancouver. Frank Patrick would become the player-coach of the Millionaires while also being the manager, so talk about a workload. Anyways, the PCHA commenced a raid on the NHA, which is pretty much slang talk for sweet-talking players from one side of the fence to the other. The Millionaires were able to acquire Cyclone Taylor, who would play for the following 10 seasons. Upon the 1914-1915 season, the NHA and the PCHA came to an agreement that each league's respective champion would play for the Stanley Cup. Vancouver felt the fire of Lord Stanley and were able to sweep the Ottawa Senators 3-0. This would be the only Stanley Cup that Vancouver has ever brought home since 2020. Sorry, Vancouver. Now, this is a good place to reintroduce Seattle into the mix. During their 9 seasons, the Mets were the most successful franchise in PCHA history. Their 112-96 overall record was better than second place Vancouver's 109-97 record. The Mets won 5 PCHA championships to Vancouver's 4, with Seattle finishing second on 3 other occasions. The Metropolitans were formed in 1915 as an expansion team by Frank and Lester Patrick. The team name was from the Metropolitan Building Company, the team that helped construct the ice rink the team played in. Remember that player raid I was talking about before? Well, it really started brewing. At one point, the Senators are in talks with bringing Cyclone Taylor back to the good old NHL. But once the Lester brothers caught wind of this, they fought back by signing Eddie Carpenter, Frank Foyston, Hap Holmes, and Jack Walker from the Stanley Cup winning Blue Shirts to the Seattle Metropolitans. Now, obviously these teams don't exist anymore as the PCHA folded in 1924, but their legacy still lives on in many ways. In the 2012-2013 season, the Vancouver Canucks added the Millionaires V to their jersey. They wore a modified version of the Millionaires jersey on March 16, 2013 against the Detroit Red Wings. They again wore the Millionaires jersey for the 2014 Heritage Classic on March 2, 2014 against the Ottawa Senators, who wore a version of their original Senators jersey. The Millionaires jersey was worn a 3rd time on March 26, 2015 against the Colorado Avalanche. On December 5, 2015, the Seattle Thunderbirds held a special Seattle Metropolitans night to celebrate 100 years of Seattle hockey. During the game, the team wore replicas of the original Metropolitans jersey and temporarily changed the team name to the Seattle Metropolitans. The final score was a 3-2 Metropolitans win over the Tri-City Americans. Now, talking about teams located in the CHL, I think it's a perfect time to talk about the London Knights. The London Nationals were granted a franchise in the OHA for the 1965-66 season under the ownership of the London Gardens Arena, with the Toronto Maple Leafs controlling the team's players. After 3 seasons, direct NHL sponsorship of junior teams ended. The team in the Garden was sold to businessman Howard Darwin for $500,000, who renamed the team to the London Knights and changed the colors to green and gold. The team would go on to win 4 J. Ross Robertson Cups, 2 of which being back-to-back from 2011 to 2013, beating out my home team, the Barrie Colts, and 2 Memorial Cups, one in 2014 and another in 2016. The reason this team is so well known is that they have many NHL alumni, like Patrick Kane, Daryl Sittler, John Tavares, Mitch Marner. If I don't mention that last one, my girlfriend will kill me, and many more. The last 2 teams I want to talk about are some of the best hockey teams I've ever seen in my entire life. Trust me when I say that they will go down as some of the best hockey teams ever. Team Canada and Team USA. Yeah, I know, it's kind of a cheap pick. Everybody knows about those teams, but they are very popular and among some of the best teams I've ever seen play on the ice. Canada was first represented internationally at the 1910 European Championships by the Oxford Canadians, a team of Canadians from the University of Oxford. They represented Canada again at the 1912 World Championships. From 1920 until 1963, the senior amateur club teams representing Canada were usually the most recent Allen Cup champions. Since the first Olympic Games, Team USA and Canada were always on each other's tails. During the first ever World Championship at the 1920 Olympic Games, Canada was able to place first, with USA placing second. The second Olympics in 1924 weren't much different, with the Canadians placing first and again USA placing second. The US was not able to defeat Canada until the 1960 Winter Olympics. The Americans ice hockey team's greatest success was the Miracle on Ice at the 1980 Winter Olympics in Lake Placid, New York. A group of American college students were able to defeat the favored Soviet Union on a way to a gold medal. Even though ice hockey is not a major sport in most areas in the United States, the Miracle on Ice is often listed as one of the all-time greatest American sporting achievements. Anyways, back to Canada winning a lot. Canada defeated the US in a gold medal game at the 2010 Olympics on Canada soil in Vancouver. The two teams faced off against each other again at the 2014 Olympics in Sochi. And again, Canada won. Canada's been able to win 26 gold medals in IIHF championships, 6 golds in the World Cup/the Canada Cup, and 9 gold medals in the Olympics, plus 4 silver and 3 bronze. For the US side of things, their IIHF record is 2 gold medals. For the Canada Cup/World Cup, they were able to take 1 gold home, and at the Olympics, they've taken gold home 2 times, with 8 silver medals and 1 bronze. Anyways, that was popular teams that are not in the NHL. If you have any more video ideas or any teams that you can think of, leave it in the comment section down below and I'll be sure to reply or read them over. Be sure to follow me on my Twitter and my Instagram, which you can find links for in the description down below. It really helps me out. I'm trying to post a lot more content, so in the end, I really hope that we can have some sort of community going on over there. Anyways, be sure to like the video, and I'll see you guys when I see you guys.